The train station was alive with its usual chaos, announcements echoing, footsteps rushing, suitcases rolling, and the smell of coffee and rain mixing in the air. Commuters hustled, each lost in their own world, their eyes fixed on screens or schedules. Among the noise, a young man named Daniel pushed through the crowd, late as usual, his headphones drowning out the world. His mind wasn't on the station, it was on the job interview he couldn't afford to miss. As he hurried past the benches, he felt a tug at his sleeve. An old man, frail and dressed in a worn-out coat, looked up at him with weary eyes. "Son, could you help me with something?" His voice cracked like it hadn't been used in a while. Daniel frowned, impatient. "I'm sorry, I don't have time." He pulled away, brushing off the man's weak grip, annoyed at the interruption. The old man just nodded silently and lowered his gaze back to the ground. Minutes later, Daniel boarded his train, relieved to have made it on time. He told himself he had done nothing wrong. After all, everyone was busy. But as the train pulled away, he couldn't shake the image of the old man's eyes. That evening, while scrolling through his phone, a headline stopped him cold. "Local hero passes away at 82, saved hundreds in train tragedy decades ago." Daniel's chest tightened as he opened the article. The face on the screen was the same old man he had brushed off that morning. The story unfolded like a legend. 40 years ago, there had been a train derailment right at that very station. Dozens of lives were at risk, but this man, then a young station worker, had run into the wreckage. He pulled passenger after passenger from the fire, refusing to leave until the last child was safe. His bravery turned what could have been the darkest night into a story of survival. He was called a hero, but over time, the world moved on. And heroes, too, grow old and forgotten. Daniel dropped his phone, guilt washing over him. That man, who had once carried hundreds to safety, had simply asked him for a moment of help, and he had turned away. The next day, Daniel returned to the station. The bench where the old man had sat was empty now, but something felt different. The rush of footsteps didn't sound the same. The announcements didn't echo the same way. The station wasn't just a place anymore. It was sacred ground where courage once stood. Daniel sat quietly, whispering, "I'm sorry." And in that silence, he understood something that would stay with him forever. The people we ignore might be the ones with stories greater than books, with legacies deeper than headlines. Heroes don't always wear uniforms or medals. Sometimes, they're just old men in worn-out coats, still waiting to be seen. That night, Daniel promised himself one thing: he would never be too busy to stop, to listen, to honor the people time has forgotten. Because legends don't live in statues or history books, they live in the quiet faces we pass every single day.